Hello everybody, this is Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with a new game review. This time I'm reviewing the just released Horizon Zero Dawn. It was developed by Gorillia Games and published by Sony Interactive and was just released on February 28th of 2017 for the PlayStation 4. This is a PlayStation 4 exclusive, so I'm sad to say the only way you can play this is you have to have a PlayStation 4. It runs off of a highly modified Decima game engine, which they originally used for Killzone and is being used for the upcoming Death Stranding game, so that tells you this game engine is something special. Production on this game started all the way back in 2011, and the game runs roughly about 1080p, locked at 30 frames a second, but you do get a severe graphic bump if you have the PlayStation Pro. Overall, I haven't really noticed too much of a difference in it. It looks downright gorgeous on a regular PS4. It is an action role-playing game with a third-person view where you play as Aloy, a hunter-archer, as she progresses through a post-apocalyptic land ruled by robotic creatures known as the Machines on your quest to find who your mother is and why the world has become what it has. And through your roughly 40-hour campaign, you'll roam the land, looting robot corpses for crafting supplies that Aloy uses for creating resources. Weapons and traps can also be purchased from traders throughout the game world, including the Override tool, which is my favorite. Once you get it, you use it to hack certain creatures to control them. In order to do it, you have to sneak up from behind in order to activate it. Once you do, you can actually get mounts that way and everything. It's pretty neat. The game has a rather dynamic day and night cycle and a very robust weather system with absolutely no loading times other than the start of the game, and whenever you die there's a short load. But other than that, the open world is downright open. The world is set up with different areas called corruption zones with very aggressive enemies that have to be cleared out, kind of similar to the way the setup was in the Mad Max game. And you're able to uncover more parts of the map. You go and you climb to the top of these creatures called tall necks, and I kind of look at it similar to the clock tower vistas that you would do in Assassin's Creed. Once you climb to the top of them, you can activate them and it will pretty much show on your map. It'll open up the map more, clear out some of the aggressive enemies, and also show where items are that you need to go and do stuff. Now, the game has roughly right around 25 different enemy types, including the bosses, and does have a save and fast travel system that uses campfires that is kind of similar, at least to me, to Tomb Raider. At first, you can't teleport, but after you get far enough into the game, as long as you've activated at these campfires, which also act as save points, you can actually use them to teleport around the world. Now, the world is divided into multiple tribes. Some are friendly and some definitely are not. And when you talk, you get to use a dialogue wheel very similar to Mass Effects, which actually does affect the overall story and when you talk to people. And they seem to actually kind of remember your decisions that you make, similar to Mass Effect, which I thought was pretty damn cool. The story is very ambitious and focuses on humanity's highs and lows based on a very tribal-like hierarchy. And the only thing is some of the subquests, because as you go through you get tons of quests and subquests, some of the subquest characters kind of seem kind of bland. Their voice acting is very well done, but overall their characters, you tend not to really give a shit about them compared to some of the main characters, which you actually really like. And as you progress, you can upgrade your character using a branched skill tree, which has 3 different categories. You have Prowler, which is used for all your stealth upgrades, Brave, which is used for pretty much your combat-related upgrades, and Forager, which is used for your healing and gathering upgrades. Now, the overall gameplay is very reminiscent of several other games in different series, including Tomb Raider's stalking and trap laying is what it kind of reminded me of. It seems to have a really robust version of Far Cry's gathering and crafting system, but the crafting system is very easy to do, so it's not really hard since you're constantly collecting stuff as you go through. And the world exploration and mapping system is a lot, like I said, Assassin's Creed. Now, when you're hunting monsters, you get to use your focus scan that kind of, once you upgrade it, can slow down time and everything. And you scan to find like enemies' weak spots. It also helps you find items in the environment, like certain things like voice logs and stuff like that, which is really cool. And like I said, you use your focus scan and stuff. It'll help you be able to set up traps to defeat your enemies along the way. But be careful, because one thing I've learned is since enemies act like animals in this game, they're robots, but they seem to be travel in packs. So if you attack one, once you get certain abilities, you can pull like one out of the pack and actually kill them separately while you sneak through the grass and everything. But if you get the attention of a lot of enemies, you can get killed pretty damn quickly. And most of the enemies are very wonderfully designed with all kinds of cogs and gears and wires. If you get really close to them, you can really respect and understand the amount of work and effort it took to actually design and create these characters and animate them in this game. Now, but some of the bigger monsters and bosses seem to take a little bit too long to beat and can be kind of a pain in the ass, but other than that, that's really a minor gripe. And while the world is wonderful in size and scope, some of the side quests do get kind of boring, except for some other ones which are fantastic, like the cauldrons, which are pretty much a bunch of series of hidden dungeons that you can go through to learn more backstory and actually flesh out the story of the game and get neat items that way. And also hunter trials, which are pretty much uber hard versions of certain hunts that you have to do. And hands down, it is a beautiful game with a wonderfully complex story and a very satisfying but somewhat sequel-baited ending. And you'll realize that as you go through the game, because it's very painfully obvious the way this game is designed. They did do it to where there are going to be sequels, and in this case I don't mind. It still has a satisfying ending, but one to where you definitely want to see where Aloy will go on in these future installments. Now, like I said, overall the game design is phenomenally well done. You have all kinds of different vistas, from your desert sand areas to your very thick jungles to your snow-capped mountains. And overall, the graphics, it does have a fantastic draw distance, but there will be some slight pop-in, but nothing that's really distracting at all. And you do have occasional glitches here and there, like you see here's one. But all in all, for the most part, I have found that the game seems to be very well polished, very well designed, and overall a fantastic game. Now, I rate all my games on a basically should you pass, should you rent, or buy it scale anymore, and this is hands down a buy. If you have a PlayStation 4 and you haven't heard of this game, I'm shocked, but this is definitely a game you need to add to your collection immediately. It is a well-rounded, it is a fun-ass game. It controls fantastic. It's one of the newest IPs to date, and I have to give Guerrilla Games credit where credit is due. They went out of their way, busted their ass, and made one hell of a fantastic game. This is Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I want to thank everybody who subscribes to my channel. I want to thank everyone who watches this video. Please leave a comment below if you actually have played this game, if you like the game, or if you think it sucks. Either way, leave a comment below. And remember, people, I always got to end my videos by saying this: have fun, play hard, and remember, the devil is in the details. Peace.